नमस्कार, देख रहे डी न्यूज। तो उपराष्ट्रपति जगदीप धनखड इस वक्त कैग के स्थापना दिवस के उपलक्ष्य में संबोधन दे रहे हैं। आइए सीधे चलते हैं।
51 of the Constitution, CAG reports are required to be laid before each House of Parliament, as also before legislature of the states. It is expected such reports receive due attention and consideration of parliamentarians and legislators. This is of critical consequence as only such kind of attention will lead to probity, efficiency and transparency in governance, improving our overall environment. Painstaking efforts of CAG would bear fruit and results with timely legislature and executive actions in tandem and togetherness. Reports are critical, inputs are vital, but the agencies and authorities enjoined to deal with them have to be in a matching situation. I am sure attention will be bestowed on this critical aspect. I am happy to tell you all, and thanks to the efforts of one and all, in a recent milestone accomplishment, we have emerged as the 5th largest global economy, overtaking few months back our colonial rulers. And I have no doubt, and all indications are in this direction. Before the end of the decade, we will be the 3rd largest economy on a global horizon. The country has made rapid strides in structural and institutional reforms. Bharat is on the rise as never before. Our rise is unstoppable. Bharat and India carry a now different tag. Resultantly, on a global horizon, we are hot favorite destination of opportunity and investment. When we look around the global economic scenario, India, on account of its policies, is a shining example. The world is looking at us as never before, and the world is looking at us so that we catalyze the big change that will be brought about. Transparent accountability in public service delivery is quintessential to good governance. I think it can never be overemphasized. It is something which has to take place. And only by taking recourse to this, the benefit can reach to those who are in the last row. And that is preamble of our Indian Constitution. This can be impactfully brought about and enhanced by CAG acting as vigilant and tough watchdog. It will have to flex its muscles to ensure there are no indiscretions or violations. I greatly appreciate a good theme has been chosen for today's Accountant General's Conference, Sai India contributing to India onward and ahead. It is futuristic. It is contemporaneous. It is directional. And I am sure deliberations would focus on opportunities and challenges, and the wholesome motivation will be to fast track our continual upward growth trajectory. I have seen with my limited experience of governance in this position and in my earlier hat, accountability and transparency are twins. And these twins alone help blossom and sustain our democratic progress. In the absence of these two, results have no meaning whatsoever. Lack of these and what we see, corruption, inefficiency, CSG in such a situation has a massive role to root out this menace. After having listened to his enlightened address, I can credit him. He is on way to it. But we have yet to go a long way. We must build and continually enhance. Building is one part of it. There has to be consistent, constant improvement thereof. Continually enhance credible system to tackle challenges before us. Like all institutions, individuals engaging in self-audit and calibration, though very difficult, is more often than not very rewarding. It is insightful. It is enlightening. Timely detection of fiscal misdemeanors and effective consequential correction mechanism are peremptory CSG obligations. I have come across in my earlier position that the detection, if it is not timely, if the correction is not taken, then the reports are just a paper on the shelf. To get the best out of it, to get the nectar out of your reports, we have to ensure there is timely action. Audit is a powerful, and I call it inescapable, tool of good governance. In the absence of audit, we cannot conceive of good governance. Absence of audit or inefficient audit is the surest way to bring about degeneration. And I'm sure the present CSG and his team are keeping it in sharp focus and on radar. This underlines imperatives of CSG focus. I'll give few illustrations. Learned CSG has focused on more. Instances of utility certificates involving massive public funds not being imparted for long by governmental entities. This needs exemplary corrective force. By discerning errors and highlighting wastefulness and extravagance in public spending, the CSG not only ensures that the government delivers its promise with economic efficiency, but such an approach where we take on wastefulness, extravagance, the results are very wholesome. And the results are, the government delivers the promise with economic efficiency, and the outcome is inefficiency is curbed, corruption is rooted out. Functional, and I have no doubt on this, this is not an ordinary institution. This is an institution and a mechanism created by the Constitution to ensure the nation thrives and survives. Functional, vibrant and impactful CSG mechanism is the safest assurance that the intended benefits actually reach the citizens, the ultimate beneficiaries. I am happy to note, and all of you share it, series of affirmative steps have been taken by the government very successfully, where an ecosystem has been generated where benefits trickle down to the last person with no interfacing of any other human agency. It's a big change that has taken place, something which we could never imagine, and the world is stunned and startled at the great progress we have achieved in that direction. It is soothing to gather that the CSG has given priority to audit many citizen-centric programs, and congratulations to the CSG for it. Being very innovative. His feet and eyes have always been on the ground. I have had the occasion to interact with him on several occasions. I could see in his body language his concern for the poorest of the poor. And therefore, it is only natural for him and the position he holds in the Constitution to focus on audit of citizen-centric programs such as direct benefit transfer, national pension system, and so on. Such a focus will make robust delivery mechanism fruitful and gainful for one and all. Now, the findings of these audit will give extremely important input, and they will help better planning, management of citizen-centric schemes. Also the rogue elements, they will get a lesson. And that is why the findings need much wider dissemination and consequential exemplary execution. I am happy to note, and of course, he brings on the table his approach and attitude like his very distinguished predecessors who have raised the benchmark continually very high. The digital revolution combined with CSG exemplary service in promoting transparency is revitalizing democracy at the grassroots. This august institution should find, and there is a reflection in his address also, ingenious and innovative ways to involve public at the grassroots level in its audit processes. I would focus on this. Participation of the people at large and the civil society is very vital. I know it must be regulated, it must be controlled in nuclear kind of a situation and not unregulated. But if it is regulated, it will yield rich dividends, and we will get a system where people will get their due intended for them without any dilution or decimation. This proactive role will help in efficient monitoring of schemes. I can compliment the CSG and the team to be fully equipped to manage the emerging challenges by continually engaging in upgradation of professional skills and practices and to stay ahead of the learning curve. I commend CSG initiatives to become an IT-led institution and using data analytics for auditing. As a matter of fact, it is difficult for any organization to be functional, efficient and impactful in the absence of this mechanism. But the sharper it is, more penetrating it is, more result-oriented it will ever be. I am happy there is movement significantly in that direction. As an Indian, we are proud wherever we go these days. The very look that you are an Indian, a different kind of recognition takes place. I have seen it myself during my recent visit to Cambodia. But I am so happy and delighted to note, and I know it for a fact, that reputation of CSG at a global level as a very robust auditing organization following global best practices is well recognized. And it is on account of this recognition that our CSG is playing a critical role as external auditor of various UN organizations. Its international audit portfolio, I can say, is very daunting. It has WHO, FAO, IPU, OPCW, which is very critical. Inter-Parliamentary Union 1, Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. I'm making reference because these are the bodies where there has to be discerning, incisive auditing so that things are always on track from a global perspective. And also International Atomic Energy Agency. Now, to be involved with these bodies is just not a mechanical job. There are people and giants all around to review your stance. It is gratifying to note CSG has done commendably well, and congratulations, sir, to you and your.
तो आप सुन रहे थे उपराष्ट्रपति जगदीप धनखड़